Hi everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk you through the common problems of the Maverick Quantum Flux. We have the MT here. We've also got Leah over there.
Hi.
She's going to be doing her usual tricks. But I'm going to talk you through the common problems with the car that I've found, especially if you've just bought one. So hopefully you can try and avoid some drama.
Yeah.
Right guys, let's talk you through. So the first thing which I find a lot of new Maverick owners suffer with is on the end of the shaft here where my thumb is, there's a washer. As standard, it comes with two small washers, just a bit bigger than this axle here. Now what happens is those small washers act as a lever, and it can cause you to prematurely break or bend these shafts. There is a solution from Maverick in one sense, that they do sell upgraded HD axles which can solve that problem. But what I found a video early on YouTube, and the solution is to put bigger washers on the end there. So underneath these washers there's a bearing. You want a washer that's about the same size as the bearing, if not a touch smaller, so it can still rotate. If it's too big, then it'll be pressing against the plastic and not the bearing, and not allowing it to rotate. Since I put these bigger washers on there, the axles haven't bent too significantly, and they certainly haven't broken as yet, and I'm still running the standard axles. So that just goes to show that if you swap these washers, that is the first way around broken axles early on. Now obviously you could still break axles if you land funny or do a dodgy cartwheel, but I'm saying in my experience that has solved that problem. Another thing guys, especially if you're running the plastic Spur Gear, check this motor bolt here is tight, because even if it comes loose slightly, it will cause the motor to move and you'll likely strip a plastic spur. As I said, I've been through at least 4 of them and they're a pain in the backside, so check this is tight. Guys, as this just happened to me the other day, this servo is just held on with 4 screws, 2 here, 2 the other side. Comes off really easily, and there's the servo shaft there that pushes your steering. Servo pushes and pulls, giving you steering. But what happens is underneath there's a screw that goes into the bottom of the servo that connects this arm to the servo. That comes loose, mine came loose, fell off, and I had no steering. Easy fix though, you just got to get a new screw. Luckily I had one knocking around, and put that, take this off and this off. This lid just comes off here with 1 screw. Then underneath there's 3 screws roughly here, here and here. This whole thing here lifts off once you've undone them 3 screws. Obviously you've got to take off the servo, and then when it's off you can undo this screw here, which will take that arm off. Reconnect this arm underneath the servo with this new screw. Make sure it's uber tight and use Loctite. Stop it coming off again in the future, otherwise you'll end up with no steering. You know what to do. One of the more complicated jobs to do on it is the Diff Oil. I believe as standard it don't come with Diff Oil. Could be wrong, mine might have just leaked out. It might just have grease in there. But if you watch one of my previous videos, I'll show you how to strip down to the diffs and get inside. And really, if you're mechanically minded, you want to have a go at getting your diffs out and putting some oil. I think I'm running, I can't remember, you'll see in my previous video exactly what I'm running now, but my previous video guys, and I'll tell you exactly what oil I'm using. I can't quite remember off the top of my head because it's a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month. But you want to put oil, probably about 3,000 roughly in the rear, CST oil, and in the front 1,000 to 2,000, because the lighter the oil, the less the diff's going to lock up. So you want more of an open front end, and you can even go higher in the rear. 3000 is not thick, again it's what I'm using in the shocks. So, but I don't think a Stanek comes with oil, so you want to get that. And so in the actual the sealed part of the diff, which again you'll see in my previous video, you want to put oil in, the silicone oil, and then a good thing to use for the bevel gears outside. It's hard to explain because it's in the diff case, but for the bevel gears outside of the sealed part of the diff, you want to use some waterproof marine grease. It's cheap enough, about £5 a tub, and that will just stop the moisture getting in there and contaminating the grease. It's a good thing to use. For everything else, just use silicone spray, and really after every well, before and after really every use, especially after washing, you want to spray everywhere that moves with a good, I use WD-40 silicone spray to spray it everywhere. It really doesn't hurt, and it'll just keep rust off and things moving. Sorry for the dirty car, guys. Hello there. These cars again are notorious, well not notorious, but it's a common problem to break arms. I've broken 2 of the big ones thus far. And where they go is right on the ends. It can't seem to there, they split. And it causes the arm to pull out. You'll see in my video where mistakes were made, that's what happened to one of the lower arms, and I ended up driving it around as a 3-wheel drive car that you'll see in that video if you want to go back and watch it. But I don't know, I haven't found yet. I think Maverick are gonna, or HPI, or whichever the company, are gonna bring out some upgraded arms, which are really needed because it's a common problem on these cars. And are needed, otherwise make sure you've got a couple of spares. They are cheap, dirt cheap, about £8 English for a set, depending on where you get it. But yeah, get yourselves a couple of arms, especially these big ones. I haven't broken any of the smaller ones yet, but 2 of the big ones, to save yourself some trouble. Right guys, another well-known problem with this car are the axles. Got 4 of them, obviously being 4-wheel drive. Axles going to the wheels. As you can probably see with that one, the axles bend like bananas, and all of mine are bent. I am going to get round to eventually upgrading the axles to the HD axles. I've straightened them a few times, but they are notoriously weak, so if you're going to be jumping this thing, expect bent axles. I haven't broke any of the actual axles to the wheels yet, but they do bend, so be aware of that and expect them to bend. If you can, it wouldn't hurt you to upgrade to the HD axles early on. They're about £25 English for the HD axles. The thing, when you get this car, guys, you want to get some Loctite. I haven't, because I keep not getting around to it, but this little grub screw here on the pinion gear comes loose, and that can cause you to strip a plastic spur gear. So you want to be checking that on the regular. Another one, you see that, guys, down there? That's the coupling for the centre drive shaft, where the centre drive shaft couples onto the rear end of the car. Now, as you can see on the top there's another grub screw. This grub screw is notorious for coming loose, so you want to bathe that in Loctite. This grub screw here, guys, where on the centre drive shaft, is notorious for coming loose. Get some Loctite on that, and what will happen if that comes loose is this coupling here will just spin and spin and spin. You'll lose front wheel drive, it'll make like a rattling noise, and that is forever coming loose. So what you want to do, guys, is get some Loctite on that, at the very least stop that coming loose, because that's a little bugger there. Another thing, guys, from factory, the suspension, it comes with really, hello Leah, it comes with really gloopy oil, and the suspension is pretty terrible on the standard oil. So what you want to do is the best solution I've found so far is a 3000 CST oil. Quite easy. You can see that in my previous video how to swap the oil. Really simple. I'm now running a 3000 CST oil, and the suspension is really good. Shout out to Jordan, her pants off there next to me. The suspension characteristics are really good. It lands really well, and I think 3000 is a good setup for medium to big jumps. Right guys, another problem is, it's hard to see there. Leah, if you can point at that spur gear there with your finger. That, yes. So as standard, it comes with a 48 tooth spur gear, and these to me are easy to strip, and I've been through 3 or 4 of them. So one of the first things you want to do is upgrade to a metal spur and pinion gear. Now in the next coming days I'm going to be uploading a video of a quick and easy spur and pinion upgrade that you can do. I'm just trying to, at the moment I'm using this spur and it's a bit wobbly, so I can't recommend these ones, but I do have another one that I'm going to try, which I'm hoping will be a better fit, and then I can recommend that to you guys, because my one's a bit wobbly and noisy and it doesn't really fit, but it works. So hopefully I know the one I'm going to recommend will be a direct fit, using this pinion, which has been bulletproof, and different spur. Lastly guys, there's probably other things I've forgotten, but you'll see in most of my videos I list these blue post mounts. The plastic ones break really easily. I've found these on eBay, £5 English, and haven't broken them yet, and they look kind of cool anodized. The only thing you've got to do is I wrap some heat shrink around the lower part just to make them fit, because they're slightly too small. But that'll solve the problem of rolling over and breaking posts. I don't know what Leah's doing. Solve that. But just to finish guys, I can't stress this enough, other than the things I've talked about. After every use, just go around with your hex wrench, Allen wrench, driver, whatever you call it, and just check all your any accessible screw, because things do come loose and it just solves breaking. So just go around, most of them are a 2mm, just go around and just check all your accessible screws, make sure they're tight, because it's forever coming loose. So it's something I've got in a habit of doing now, just checking them. You know, even if you've got Loctite, it wouldn't hurt you to check the grub screws as well. This is a 1.5mm grub screw, and the one on the 4-wheel drive shaft 2mm. If you've got Loctite, just triple check that they're tight before you go out bashing, save yourself drama. But other than that guys, hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe, and yeah, look forward to a video of the spur and pinion gear upgrade, which I'm going to do in the coming days. And I hope you enjoy that guys. I hope it gives you some information on the car. It is a cheaper car, so expect it to break, but just be ready for it, have the knowledge, and if I can do it, you can do it guys. It's easy enough to fix, and then you get straight back out there bashing again.